We're live again. What is up, guys? James and Sailor Jupiter Fan 2001 back with another stream to do for August. And what I saw today on YouTube was the Thomas and Tank Engine documentary and Unlikely Fandom coming in for free. Excuse my coughing, I just need to. There. There is Gabe. An Unlikely Fandom is free on YouTube starting today.
Oh, cool!
I needed to make a stream about this.
Yep. This time, Evan is not invited.
I say we should react to it.
Highly doubt it.
I don't know if we should react to
Anyway.
it
Anywho, I am so happy right now. Yesterday, I managed to get the 2026 new Thomas merch for the new series. Diesel, Thomas, and James.
I might get James soon to either turn into either 87546 or 98462.
Why not just keep it the way it is? That's it.
Except the funnel is too short again.
I always like that. And the Unlikely Fandom is so cool. I've always been a diehard Thomas fan. I've always been one.
Too bad we weren't involved with it.
Yeah, it's too bad anyway, so yeah. We can still watch it though.
And yes, it does fall under fair use.
Okay.
Now, let's begin. We know whose puffing that is.
We already know that.
It's 15. It's 15 shopping.
Yep.
I kept it a huge dark secret. I tried to push people away. I tried to keep it to myself. I wouldn't call it shame, but I wasn't sure if it was right or wrong. I thought it was something I couldn't share with other people. If people saw that I liked this, it would just brand me as immature and a loser and kind of babyish.
Hey, man.
Nobody really cares. They all think it's
just brand me as immature and a loser and kind of babyish. Brand me as immature and a loser and kind of babyish.
To be honest,
Nobody
I
really
felt the
cares. They all
same
think-
way.
Nobody really cares. They all think it's cool, and I think they think it's cool not in the fact that
That's
it
a
is
lot
what
of
it
Thomas
is, but
Christian background.
they're like, look how much he's embracing it and running with it. Cool.
Look at the merch he has.
Oh yeah, I've seen it in the background.
And I think they think it's cool not in the fact that it is what it is, but they're like, look how much he's embracing it and running with it.
Well,
When I tell people, like, I have friends that own the props, and they see my collection with it. When I tell people, like, I have friends that own the props, and they see my collection, they see interesting pieces from it, they're like, man, this is like really cool. Like, the passion you have for this is really neat.
Now that I'm an adult and I'm going through work and university, people just think it's cool that I'm into something a little bit different, a little quirky. I think that's okay. I think more of that is definitely not a bad thing.
Thomas was like the first real best friend I ever had, and there were days where I was just not having it, and hearing that classic theme song from the old days always brought a smile to my face.
I think I came to a point where I kind of managed to sort of
I can't
keep it
seem to
healthy
wipe
and,
the
it's
smile off my face.
not weird about it. It's led to kind of how I discovered
Look, Isaiah Ferguson, AK One Tram Band.
Not to be confused with our friend Isaiah.
my love for animation and like music and that sort of thing. I just find it like a very healthy creative outlet even to.
He made Thomas's eyes wonky.
Oh, but nice replica though.
Day.
I think as an adult, I really appreciate not only the storytelling, but like the way they filmed it and like with these huge sets. It just opens up another world.
The attention to detail was
Rick Sigelcow.
Oh yeah.
The man who brought the show to America.
Yep, the one and only.
amazing. It was sort of the ultimate train set. And I loved trains as a kid. So when I saw the set at Shepperton, I was like, oh my God,
But
this is
apparently
incredible.
I just went through with this and just came up with my own concept of my own slideshow series called Gabriel Entanglement.
And I loved trains as a kid.
Mostly
So
with alternate incarnations of Thomas characters.
trains as a kid. So when I saw the set at Shepperton, I was like, oh my God, this is
Think
incredible.
myself,
At the time, we didn't know how
what we look like as Thomas characters.
Mike O'Donnell.
Oh! Him.
popular Thomas was going to be. We thought it might have just been one series and that would have been it. But it just went on and on and on and on, which is fantastic.
It's strange. It acts like a magnet, really. Wherever this show goes, Thomas fans, they come to it. In that regard, it becomes less about the model work that we do and more just a social thing. Everyone's got their own little group, but it's always nice to meet someone else who's got that similar sort
That's a
of
very
niche
nice
Thomas
life.
interest.
The large scale wooden
I've had a
Thomas.
core group of friends for the past 6-7 years now that I've met through the fandom, and we do everything together. We come to railways for a day out together, but we've also been on holidays on narrowboats together. It's given me a set of lifelong friends.
They're at the National Railway Museum in Shildon.
Oh!
Liking Thomas is a weird thing.
Nikki, don't be
and even
guidance.
now, it's a weird thing for me to say out loud. I am a fan of this children's show
It's him!
from 20, 30
That's
years
the
ago.
guy!
But only that section of it.
The one who created the Tavmar parody.
And this is just the beginning.
Yep.
The 3 railway engines all came about because my brother Christopher had measles at the age of 2.5. And my father was trying to entertain him.
And Wilbur...
Reciting poems, singing songs and things. And he liked one song down at the station.
Veronica Chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Early in the morning, see the little engines all in a row. And just to make it a bit more interesting, Father got a scrap piece of paper and drew engines all in a row, but gave each engine an expression. And it was a sad one that Christopher seemed to like the most, and asked why this engine was sad. And so Father managed to say, because he's not been out for a long time. Why hasn't he been out? Because all the other engines are bigger and stronger and get chosen first. And what's his name? His name, Edward.
And Post appeared with between 98462 and Gordon.
And you ended up with what ultimately became the 3 railway engines.
What first attracted me to the stories were and still are the characters, the adventures, the situations they get into. And this is what made me want to bring them to life on the screen with all the things that a multi-dimensional world can do.
Diego!
Is this the Unlikely Fandom documentary? The Impact of Thomas the Tank Gun? Is it? It's here! It's here!
Yes! It's real! It's not clickbait! Your eyes don't deceive you!
I'm on my foot.
It's real! It's real!
We've been waiting for... I can't say it. We've been waiting for 3 flipping years!
Your eyes don't deceive...
3 fucking years! Since 2024 and 2026, it's finally here!
Your eyes don't deceive you, Diego!
I'm gonna fucking cry! Holy shit, it's real!
I was not aware of the Railway series. I had no idea what it was. The way I first heard about Thomas was on an elevator. A man named Jay Island.
And there's Rick
Sigelcow!
The man who... The man who...
Shining Time Station!
The man who brought the show to America.
Had just gotten back from England. And he'd been to a dinner party, and somebody at the dinner party gave him a very early tape of Thomas the Tank Engine. And he just gave it to me on the elevator, and he said, "Here, see if we can do anything with this." But I took it around and I showed it to kids in preschool. You could see it was casting a spell. The kids were really gravitating to it. So I had some friends from England. I said, "What do you know about Thomas?" You know.
There's Edgar Hodges' artwork.
This is maybe what the 2026 show is actually paying tribute to, because it's actually paying tribute to the Railway series.
They actually, and also Edgar Hodges.
Yeah, and James's face in the 2026 series is paying tribute to the Railway series. It's not the TV series, not the model series or CGI series, not the TV series, but the Railway series.
Oh, Thomas, Thomas. And
who illustrated James like that, Dax?
Who else would be that?
Edward. Who illustrated James's face in the Railway series for the
Clive Spong.
Clive Spong. That's what in the 2026 James is Clive Spong.
Thomas. And suddenly I realized it was this whole world that I was completely unaware of, as I think everyone in America was. Thomas was only 5 minutes long. On one hand, if you'd grouped them all together, you would have burned through them. So it was really out of that the idea came up. Well, we really need to do a half-hour
George Carlin.
And we had to create a whole series that incorporated Thomas. We had our own canvas, to create something that had never been done before.
If the audience embrace the characters and the stories, they will then
This
want
is what
these
everybody was
characters
watching
and
in 2020
stories
for.
as part of their life.
This is
The
what we
stories
want.
give so much happiness and quite often comfort that I think that will go on for generations.
I'm ready for the director's cut of Thomas the Magic Railway already. Wait, is that Enterprising Engine 93 or is that Thomas Wooden Railway?
Thomas Wooden Railway!
Where that
Growing up, my
footage
brother and I
came
were
from.
both Thomas fans. He's 2 years older than me, so we're roughly the same age. And of
Oh
course,
my God, it's
being
Thomas
the younger
Wooden
sibling, you want
Railway!
to do
Oh,
It's Brandon
it's Cardi. It's Cardi. Brandon.
everything
It's
that
Cardi.
your older siblings are
He's
doing.
got Hornby.
Hornby Thomas. And there's the Lionel Cheese
So
Scale
he-
Thomas.
What's next,
The
Bach?
first
He
one.
would play with the trains on the train set, and I would crawl over and do the
Engines, not
exact same thing
trains.
that he was
Engines
doing
and
and
rolling
look at him
stock.
and make sure I'm doing
Also,
it right.
by the way, before we continue
So
any
as
further,
I
I
wish
know-
I was in the. I have a lot of my wooden railways. I have them on my Tomies. You know what? This is getting me back into some Thomas and Friends. I may have that. I may have anxiety. I may have impulsivity right now, but this is making me feel better. The unlikely Thomas, the Unlikely Fandom documentary, the impact of Thomas the Tank Engine has finally arrived.
This is literally bringing back so good memories from my childhood.
It sure is. Oh my
way.
God.
Can I speak, please?
Sure, Blaze.
Okay. So you want me to show proof of what Rayma did on David Nards?
We're not. We'll show
We're
it
not.
after this.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
As most normal people do, my brother grew out of it, but I didn't. I was still
Neither
watching
did I. My
tapes,
cousin
I
grew
was
out
still
of it,
playing
but
with
I
the
didn't.
toys and just carrying on that love that he had for it.
The wheels would shake. I remember I would shake the engines when I was really little just to kind of hear what the wheels sounded like. I loved the color. And as I got older, I started to pick up on the personalities of the characters. I ended up just connecting with them.
Is that
and
Enterprising
I
Engine
loved
93?
being able to reenact what I saw on screen as well.
It's always been in the background for me. There's never been a point where I can't remember it. My mum used to say there was a Thomas lampshade above my cot, and that either my first word was either Mama or potentially
version, but we're getting
Thomas.
the director's
So
cut.
that's how long it's been going on.
aka Explosive Cookie. He works at the Tallyclin. And look who it is.
So after I was born, I had very
Michael
bad
White,
asthma.
screenwriter? Who's
And
that?
so I actually hooked up
AKA White House Films.
Oh, White House Films, nice.
to a sort of oxygen tank. My mom wanted to try and find ways to keep me detained. And so we had a whole load of VHS tapes that my sister had. My mom decided to, see what was on it there, and when she put it on, the Thomas Tank Engine theme came on, and instantly I stopped crying and was heavily focused on this VHS.
It was always on the ABC in Australia. So yeah, I'd wake up and watch it every morning on the TV. And when we were 2, we came to the UK, my parents. We saw Stepney, which at the time had a face on it. Now I was photographed on Stepney.
That's
and
my
mum
little
put me on
cousin!
front buffer. And so that was a very special photograph. So to learn in the 4th series of
Stepney's
Thomas, one of the
mostly
new characters was Stepney the Bluebell engine. I still remember walking into the shop and they had a big stack of VHS tapes and Stepney was on the front cover.
So
I think that really cemented it, the love of steam trains, love of railways and love of Thomas.
if I had my own
The original Thomas series was loved by the kids because they could actually buy a train set, and then you had
Michael
exactly
O'Donnell.
what Thomas was on
Michael
the screen.
O'Donnell!
It wasn't CGI, it didn't go up and down and all the rest
Is
of it.
that
It
on
was
your
an actual
footage?
train set.
Gilbert, you're here!
Gilbert!
Gilbert, guys,
need
we're
to
watching the
join.
good shit. We're watching the good shit.
We don't. We need you, Gilbert, to watch this.
Just sitting down, looking up at a telly, and those eyes look down at you. It's instead of acting, it's all in the eyes. Certainly, I think David Mitten's brilliance was to get those eyes to move in such a way that they light up a child's imagination, and they feel, yeah, I'm talking to Thomas. That's my friend up there on the screen. I feel happy and comfortable now. So,
I
think for an older audience, if they watch it as a child,
Abby Grant.
it has fond memories of a nostalgic view of childhood, and I think it was because it was created to be a safe space
I still have my
where
CD.
all the emotions are modified. People will get cross, or if pushed very cross. Nobody is furious. Nobody is splenetically outraged.
Zero
Nobody
gauge engines
loses
are
it.
the best.
People are sad or very sad. Nobody's
Zero
suicidally
gauge
depressed. You've got an emotional
Please
language,
use
but it's an
the-
emotional
Go back.
language where you can care.
I'll go back to TV
You
stream.
can know that at
Okay.
the end everybody's going to be all right.
Wait, what
Plus,
season
it's
is
got
that?
chains in it.
Season 6.
I think for some people, there's a
But is that
nostalgia
season
factor.
5 or what? What
This
season
was a
is that?
show that was very important to them as a
Season
child.
4.
And then, like all of us, you know, you become a teenager and you start dealing with adult responsibilities and the things that come with getting older. And you look back on your childhood a little bit through rose-colored glasses. And you think, well, this was a wonderful time in life, and I didn't have these same concerns and so on. I still feel it when I look at the old Thomas episode. I still remember the warm feelings I had when I first saw them.
There's that romanticized nature of a simpler time where there's not much to worry about in the world, and all you could like focus on is what's going to happen in that story or what's going to happen over
Yep,
this
the
story
main wooden Thomas I use.
Each one of those stories is a little morality play. And I think when you think about kids at that age, they have a very strong sense of justice. They have a very strong sense of what's right and what's wrong. If an engine misbehaved, there were
Thomas
consequences.
and Stanley.
So kids could see in themselves, in Thomas and Edward and Bertie and Gordon, sort of a reflection maybe of
Wait,
their
was
own
that
playground.
was that unseen?
It was
What scene
used
is
in
that from?
season 1. Edward, Gordon, and Henry.
Wait, is that a deleted scene or no?
It's not.
Oh.
I still kept
Why
my
does this
Strike
character
Master
resonate
PC,
with you?
but
Why does this
I
color?
managed
Why
to
does this
recreate it
location? All of these things. It's the simplicity. It's the beauty of Sodor. It's wanting to be there, to be a part of it. It's a world where someone
Season 5,
acts
my
out
favorite,
of
one of my
line.
favorite seasons.
You useless little bugs.
Yes!
Cranky!
My favorite season
And
of
in
all
4.5
time!
minutes, everything gets resolved. There's so much catharsis.
No!
From above.
But then in 4.5 minutes, everything gets resolved.
Cold
There's so much
cranky.
catharsis from that.
He never calls them bugs or
I
mice.
can't!
Because he knows they might
we gotta
bite
do that.
back.
Help!
Result.
All from above.
But then in 4.5 minutes, everything gets resolved. There's so much catharsis from that.
He never calls them bugs or
Hey,
mice.
Gabe, do
Because
it.
he knows they might bite
Help!
back.
Call the engines from inside the shed.
I can't!
No, Gabe, you say I can't. All right, here we go. We're doing it again. Help!
I can't!
Bugs or
Listen to this.
mites. Because he knows they might bite back.
There are lessons that you can still apply to your real life. Like take Thomas and Gordon, for example. Don't be like rude to other people.
Hurry yourself, replied Thomas.
Thomas acts a little bit cheeky in that episode.
Wake up, lazy bones. Why don't you work hard like me?
And Gordon maybe doesn't exactly handle it the best way. There's just so many lessons that can be taught to generations.
All the stories were very moral based.
Well, understandable, Gilbert.
Everyone worked hard at the station. And it was a good little adventure, you know, in the old days. And of course, the artwork, the
Oh,
original
Gilbert's
books were
not gonna
absolutely
join?
fabulous. It captured that old
Okay.
Gilbert, please join.
I don't think he will
England
because he
type
told.
feel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
It's kind of funny
It
that
captured
Thomas
that old England type feel.
character that has his number while he
There, the colour of the illustrations. There is the fact that the
It's
story
kind of funny,
themselves are
Westy.
written at a level which
Christopher
Audrey.
He has to be involved with the series.
He has to be involved.
Of course he
a
has to.
child can appreciate from really, I suppose, 6 months up to 93. I mean, Father always says the stories are written for 3 to 93s, and I don't think he's far wrong.
The narration was a single voice narration.
for this
The colors are
reaction, but I'm
beautiful.
so
The
excited
pacing
right
wasn't
now.
too fast, it wasn't too slow, but each one of them told a story. And they told a story in a very
understand.
clear,
Trevor!
non-condescending way.
I'm Trevor. They're going to break me up next week.
All the stories are based on
Oh,
real
Iron!
railway events, which adds an air of reality. I mean, all right, they're a little fantastic, some of them, but they have all happened
It's the Hugo! Hugo!
Oh, if they mentioned that in Miraculous, I am gonna be excited. Because this took place in Paris.
Yeah.
Because they're real, we can tell the stories with
Where Miraculous is set, in Paris.
Yeah.
with an air that has a genuineness about it.
When we came to do the film, we had fantastic backgrounds
Oh,
that David
Rusty
had
and
created,
Stephanie!
which reflected the books very well, actually. It couldn't use the original artwork, but it was very
Why
close.
were it so like that?
And there was the odd accident, which,
close
in the
shave!
old days, you could bang two trains together, big explosion.
You know,
Dave Mitton did
Percy
a
was trying to
fantastic job
close his
directing
eyes
the whole
for it.
thing. It
Yeah,
was just
so-
superb. You could see from series one that it was going to be special.
The filmic translations of these things are very difficult in many ways because there's a terrific difference from channeling a little chap in bed, which you probably know yourself, where you can
David,
stop between sentences and really get
do we
into
wish
detail.
he was still
because
here?
he's asking you the question.
wish
If
David
you're
was
filming it,
still
you've got
miss
to
him,
explain all
though.
the questions filmically there, so that there's no mistakes,
Oh.
there's no misunderstanding.
Oh, I
Donald
just want, I just, oh, his eyes are wonky. I just want my own Gauge 1 layout so I can run Thomas engine, so I can run the engines. I just want some Gauge.
You just want Marklin.
No, I want Gauge, I want some brass Gauge 1 engines so I can do my own Thomas stuff. Please, the fans who own
And the story is
Gauge 1
clear.
replicas, you are the future of Thomas and Friends. Start making new episodes with those brass models because we need to see what this is for future generations.
And use the classic sound effects recorded at the Tallyclin Railway.
Yes. Or use realistic sound effects. I don't care. Pay tribute to the Railway series.
The cinematography,
No,
the model
we
work,
didn't
whatever.
see this in
I'm
Magic
really interested
Railroad!
specifically in
Holy
films
shit!
that are live action but integrate practical digital effects, use each medium for what it's best at. Basically, all my interests with film, if I'm 100% honest, they come from this Alec Baldwin children's film from 20 years ago.
Remember me?
The cinematography in Thomas Percy and the Mail Train was just something that made me drool as a kid.
Looking like
I
that.
froth in the mouth when I see the shot of Percy and Thomas on that bridge set, and then, he's going down the mountain, he's going this
just
way.
slap this
It was
in
just like a
in
different
Ta-
world at
Tadmar.
night, and then to see a railway like so busy and still bustling at night was just like the coolest thing ever.
I'm known in the Little Thomas community to
Is that-
produce music because the
That was One Tram Band.
One Tram
Thomas
Band!
community
Woo!
to produce
Where's
music.
Milo the Otter? Is he in
Look
here
at
too?
his-
He makes other Thomas
Thomas's
music too.
eyes, his Gauge 1 Thomas's eyes are wonky.
Oh.
Wait, is that the guy who made the brass Thomas? How I made my brass Thomas, or is that somebody else?
Someone else.
Oh, okay.
You got him
Because the music
confused with
was one
someone else,
aspect
though.
of the show that always fascinated me. Terrence the Tractor's theme is a really nice one. I really like the
Terrence!
sort of pickety-pockety. They're like noises of the tractor.
Thomas
it
once
makes.
saw Terrence the Tractor fucking in the field one day, and he said,
Toby's is really nice and slow.
"Oh, guys! Thomas once saw Terrence the Tractor fucking in the field one day, and he said,
What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus, there's fucking
There's kids watching this!
Takes his time, especially with the
Oh my
chorus.
God, Terrence, what is wrong with you?
Toby!
There's kids watching this! Oh my God, Terrence, what is
And
wrong
you can never
with
go
you?
wrong with like the Thomas
There are
theme
kids
tune.
watching this!
The Thomas
Yes!
thing came to me
The branch line, Thomas
organically,
branch line
really.
theme.
Yeah,
It
it's like
it
Thomas
just
Followed.
followed. I knew it was good. When you sit,
Get this. It actually came from With a Little Luck by Paul McCartney.
Oh, crap.
down at the piano to do whatever you're doing, you don't deliberately think this is going to be, the next number one. I don't think so anyway. Britt choosing Ringo to do the narration was a masterstroke, completely off the wall. No one thought he would do it. If you had someone who no one knew, no one heard of him, why would we're not interested? It's just another kid show. But because Ringo's doing it, everyone pricked up.
Oh, Whale Percy, help! The buffers were broken and Percy was wheel deep in coal. It was time for Thomas to leave. He had seen everything.
Look at Thomas's face. It's
And
all.
they carried on with that after Ringo left the show with Michelangelos. Of course, he sounded like Ringo Mark II.
Thank you for looking after my passengers.
Yeah!
Oh, that's all right, Thomas. I like to make new friends, but I'm glad to share them with you. Bertie, said Thomas, you're a very good friend indeed.
I think most people in the fandom have enjoyed Thomas their whole lives, and I didn't. I got out of it for a good 12 years.
Look, it's Strasbourg, Thomas. It's 15. It's 15. It's Brooklyn Eastern District Terminal 060 number 15. It's Brooklyn Eastern District Terminal number 15.
It was a cold morning. I was on this kick of watching like old movies and TV shows and things from my childhood. And I was like, oh, like Thomas episodes. Like I remember these. And I remember messaging my mom because it was like 6 in the morning. Can you get that box of like the Thomas trains like out? You know, I want to see them today. And she brought them over, and I just sat watching Thomas episodes, like looking at my Erdls again. And I was like, this is cool. Like I like toys and I like everything else, so I might as well, you know, enjoy this again. And kind of snowballed. The big thing is merchandise collecting, and I like to show people things and let them see them in person that they would never normally see in real life, or like they would only see it on the internet or they heard about it. I'm very proud of my collection, and it's the first thing you see when you walk into my apartment. And I've spent so much time, so many nights just sitting here trying to organize everything, and I love making little Twitter posts talking about it. It fills me with pride and just happiness.
Up to 4th grade, Thomas would be here and gone again throughout my life. I probably stopped collecting the trains by 4th grade. I didn't buy any more, but my cousins were into it. So when I would go to family events, the wooden trains would come out and the whole family would get together and build a set and play, and I had no problem with that. But I was very reserved about really getting into it. In high school, I was catching up with the series. Like I wasn't watching episodes anymore, but YouTube made it possible to watch the episodes without pulling out a VHS tape or a DVD in front of your family members and try to watch it on the family TV. That I thought would be hard to explain.
Going and buying a new Thomas toy, you know, at the age of like 16 or 17 was a really weird feeling, because you would get the toy off the shelf, you'd bring it to the cashier, and then they'd kind of look at you weird, and you'd have to like make up this weird convoluted story about like, oh, it's for my cousin John, it's for his birthday, he's like 3, he's gonna love this. But no, it's for me.
Every time I walked out of a class,
Mr.
I was constantly
Trouble!
getting choo-choo. When people passing by, it's like they knew I was in Thomas, they knew it was silly for me to still like it, and they just wanted to make me regret ever being
He
a
does
fan.
Thomas redubs,
And there were
right,
times
Dax?
when I was ready to just back away from it all. Like I
There's
quit,
Petey's
done. But
faces right behind
my
him.
friends who
Yes!
still behind me reminded me that it's not really what matters to them, it's what matters to you.
I think I was just always told that Thomas is for babies. It was even as a 5-year-old, it's like,
That's
when
what my
can you
dad
enjoy
says.
it? But like teachers were even giving me hell for it. Like, dude,
Yeah,
your job
go
is
back,
to
play
like
that
teach
back,
like
play that
14
back. I need to hear that.
What matters to them is what matters to you.
I think I was just always told that Thomas is for babies. It was
Pause! Dude, Thomas and Friends is not for babies. It's not for little boys. It's not for 1-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds. Thomas is for all ages. If you want, if it's for babies like toddlers, take all engines, go. But no, the classic series, that's for all ages. Railway series, that is not for babies. The Thomas and Friends is for all ages. Ages young, new, for new fans, for old fans, young and old.
Agreed.
just even as a 5-year-old, it's like, when can you enjoy it?
And
but like
Dad,
teachers
just
were
shut
even
up
giving me
about
hell.
let me play, like, okay. Yeah, Dad, if you're hearing, shut up about saying Thomas is for babies. Just shut the fuck up. Thomas is not, and Thomas and Friends is not for babies.
Even giving me hell for it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Wait, play that back. Play that back. I need to hear. Hold on. Play that back. I just need to. Okay, I just need to hear.
I think I was just always told that Thomas is
No.
for babies.
Pause. Okay, Dax, just play that at normal speed. Don't do it. Just play it at normal speed.
I think I was just always told that Thomas is for babies.
No, play that again, but don't
even
pause.
as a
Don't pause.
I think I was just always told that Thomas is for babies. It was even as a 5-year-old, it's like, when can you enjoy it? But like teachers were even giving me hell for it. Like, Dude, your job is to like teach a 14-year-old how to like do arithmetic or whatever, like not to judge them on what they like.
When I joined my local model railroad club, I was kind of ostracized a bit.
Silver Band,
Silver Band!
aka Brandon Stone.
Nice.
Because I like Thomas so much. If you tell someone that you're interested in Thomas the Tank Engine, chances are you're going to get a little bit of weird looks. If you ostracize them or say like, oh, Thomas is for kids, come on, get some real trains, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. Because it's shows like Thomas and properties like Thomas that get kids into this hobby.
There was a lot of insults thrown around because of my interest in railways, and I wasn't too out with my interest with Thomas then, but just the fact I was getting insults for liking railways put me off ever divulging the deeper secret, if you would. Come the age of 18, finishing college, going into university, I just thought, forget what they think. I'm just going to be me. Thankfully, I've not faced any hardships
That's
since.
also the reasons why I decided to make my own
Gilbert.
series called
Front about it, and if you don't like it, I don't want to know you.
Called Gabriel the Tank.
There are moments where I really do feel like an outcast because,
was
I want to,
passion
gush
projects.
about this kind of stuff. And just, a lot of people, that aren't into it just don't get it. Because they're like, well, why are you...
Jackie Stitt.
Wow, Jackie Stitt.
28 and still playing with trains, I'm just like, because, it's fun. It's something I enjoy. It's a passion I love. It makes me happy. So I'm just going to continue to do it.
It's funny, as one got to know the bullies, you actually found that they still watched Thomas themselves because they were only, 7 or 8, and they'd watch all the kids' shows. But of course, when the word gets in the playground that it's a preschool show, they pretend that they're all big adults and they don't watch it. Because obviously, I'm different from everybody else. A lot of people, they grow out of it. They don't think about it. They have an ordinary life. And then there's me who's still collecting trains. But on the whole, I'm proud. I don't particularly hide it. I think some people find it rather interesting when they learn that, oh, you collect model trains.
My family have gotten to the point where they're like, he's long gone now, we can't do anything. But I think they've seen, if anything, it's been such a positive influence on my life, and it's done a lot of great things for me and for other people around me.
Throughout high school, I really owe it to Thomas for letting myself be comfortable in my own skin. I felt like, you know what, no shame, I'm going all in, I'm going to do what I want to do. And it was really nice to see that people respected me for that, for taking that leap. It was actually like letting everyone really get to know me for the first time.
I think you're entitled to like what you like. My mum used to write children's books, so I grew up in a house where adults took children's stuff seriously. Why wouldn't you? Just because it's aimed at children doesn't make it childish.
He should give up and be preserved before it's too late. Shut up, burst out Duck.
At first, we were getting letters and interest from train
Oh,
people.
Evan.
And they liked the respect that we were paying to railroads, the authenticity of it.
Dax, pause.
You can't
I gotta
go
say
past
this. That shot of Mavis, but the behind the scenes shot of that was by Yo-Yo Evan. That shot, Evan's behind the camera, like while Cardi was filming Mavis. That scene at Evan's video when he was recording Mavis 2. That was the ending, the very end of Evan Strasberg's very first Strasberg Journey video. But unfortunately, Evan got left. Then he started a new channel, and he canceled his Strasberg videos. He removed his Strasberg videos. So seeing this clip means so much to me.
What about his Roblox games?
I really miss
I've been
Evan.
going through a lot of changes.
Exactly,
and interest from train people. And they liked the respect that we were paying to railroads, the authenticity of it. You can't go past the signal light. You can't speed, which of course the engines always did, and they got into trouble for it. Then I noticed we were getting letters from parents that were saying, I know it's a kid's show, but I enjoy watching it too. And I'm really enjoying this show. And they would ask sometimes very technical questions about Thomas, how he shot, and so on and so forth. So I would say really in the first season, it became obvious to me and to Britt and the other people working on the show that its appeal was stretching beyond trains. At first we thought that was Ringo because of his connection. and then later George Carlin. And I think for a lot of parents that brought them in initially, but then once they understood the show and they got to know the characters, who are actually deceivingly complicated, it stood in its own right.
Junior and I have been getting fan mail for quite some time, really. And I don't know how old they are, but sometimes you can tell by the sentences they use and the words they use, well, that isn't a 5-year-old. And it's obvious that there are some adult, I suppose, up to 30, 35 years of age. The music that we wrote, some of it was quite orchestral, and I think that appealed to the older audience as well. I mean, it wasn't a deliberate choice to pull in the older audience. I think it was just a byproduct of the whole thing. It just all worked.
It's escapism at the end of the day. It's just this wonderful world, you know, with the rolling hills and the steam trains. It's the sort of place that you'd want to sort of jump into. I had a very happy childhood. These are the days before one had to pay bills and be stressed about, everyday life. I used to watch the TV and I love these stories. By watching them or reading them, it sort of takes me back in a way.
If the world gets a bit grim, and especially how it has been over the last couple of years, you can chuck on Series 3 and just watch the beautiful countryside roll past. I think there's something very lovely about that, which without it, I think the world might just be a bit of a grayer place,
I mean, we're living in a world now where, people should be allowed to express who they want to be. So what if I'm into Thomas the Tank Engine? As long as you're not hurting anybody, be interested in what you like. I do wonder what it'd be like if more adults actually looked at some of these Thomas books, because I think a lot of people associate them purely with childhood, but I think they still stand up really well, even into adulthood.
The silly cars were sunk.
Inevitably, a lot of Thomas fans are on the spectrum. I mean, I myself have got Asperger's syndrome. I think after a while, getting to the ages of maybe 7 or 8 or even 9, I think my parents noticed some subtle differences in my behaviour to other children. They eventually ended up getting me diagnosed with Asperger's. So it was at that point that I realised, well, actually, yes, I am a little bit different to everybody. And for them as well, it did explain why I still loved Thomas. But it wasn't all a bad thing.
Pretty early on, we started getting letters from parents whose kids were on the spectrum. And almost every letter said, there's no other show that my child watches with the kind of intensity and focus as Shining Time Station. And then more particularly Thomas.
There was a Halloween episode where one of them got flour on them and came bursting through like that. Then this person told me that their son watched it again, and if their son was having an episode, they'd put Thomas on and he'd sit and watch Thomas.
The attraction of the faces and the fact, just the eyes moving and the different expressions on the faces, such children have been able to recognise and relate to different feelings. They can refer to how perhaps Thomas or Percy was feeling on a certain day, and they can talk to an engine and thereby
I don't want your
transmit
sympathy.
what they're feeling or want to say to somebody
Fine,
else.
fuck you, no sympathy.
All right, we got to do that. We got to do that. Go back to Axel. Let me go to the Percy first. Percy first. Percy first. I don't want your sympathy.
Fine, fine, fuck you, no sympathy.
Look, do it when Thomas shows his face. Hold on. I don't want your sympathy. And then, hold on, and then.
Fine,
there.
fine, fuck you, no sympathy.
Play it, and say it. Play it and say it.
Fine, fuck you, no sympathy.
I don't want your sympathy.
Talk.
I don't want your
sympathy. Fine.
I don't want your sympathy.
No sympathy. Fine. Fuck you. No sympathy.
No, play it as soon as Thomas shows his face. Sorry. I don't want your sympathy.
Fine. Fuck
play
you.
It.
No
sympathy. Play. Okay, play it and that's it.
No sympathy.
I don't want your sympathy. I don't want your sympathy.
Fine. Fuck you. No sympathy.
Replied Thomas. Yeah, whatever. All right, go back to that, but just don't say it.
And
turn the volume up.
transmit what they're feeling or want to
Wait,
say
play it
to
back, play
somebody
it back,
else.
play it back. I gotta make sure we didn't hear anything important. We didn't. Okay.
Talk
play,
to an engine. Or perhaps
Play a little bit
Thomas
more-
or Percy was feeling on a certain day, and
right there. Okay, right there. Now play it.
they can talk to an engine.
Well, play it back a little bit more, and then.
Or perhaps Thomas.
There we go. Right. No. Play back.
Different
Play back.
feelings.
Right no. Right there. Now leave it alone. Leave it. Play it.
They can refer to how perhaps Thomas or Percy was feeling on a certain day, and they can talk to an engine and thereby transmit what they're feeling or want to say to somebody else.
Look at
The
that
world
shot.
is so friendly and accessible. The colors that are there, and
That's why Gilbert likes Thomas has helped at hard times, especially the lockdowns.
people who identify in that space help them to articulate and to language those things that they may struggle with in the day-to-day. Knowing which stories to use for which situations has definitely helped me. It's been an incredible teaching tool to kind of have in my back pocket.
I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3, and I was mostly mute during that time until I was like 6 or 7. I hadn't been able to communicate with anybody.
Smurfy Dan.
Smurfy Dan.
Smurfy Dan!
Wait, who's he?
Daniel Coffey.
Oh. Wait, Daniel Coffey, is he a Thomas YouTuber too?
Yeah, he's British.
Oh.
And express myself. Thomas made me feel good about myself as an individual with autism through relatable faces and soothing storytelling.
Well, I am on the spectrum, and it appeals to me massively, and I can see why. Thomas is in an ordered world. There is a clear order to how he works. He has to obey rules, he has to obey signals, he has to obey a timetable. And at the same time, he's always telling you exactly how he feels about the situation. And to a lot of autistic people, that is the most useful thing in the entire world.
I think the fact that it was a friendly world, a welcoming world, very colorful world, I think all those things are factors. But at the end of the day, I don't have a full explanation for it, but I'm very happy about it.
When I was very young, I discovered this amazing thing called the internet. And Thomas Fandom is extremely present there in YouTube videos, in
Captain
blogs,
Punjab.
Captain Punjab, Diego.
Captain Punjab.
Websites with information, and finding out that these weren't just random pages, that they were written by people who were just as enthusiastic as me, was an eye-opening experience.
I'm literally being a fanboy of
Is there an
Thomas.
episode guide somewhere of like
Always
Thomas
trying to-
episodes so I can tick them off
freak out
and
in
say
a
I've
good
got more?
way.
I found that there's a Soda Island fan
Shoulder Island fan site, Diego.
Yes!
Yes!
Sorry.
Yes!
And it's not only an episode guide, but all this other sort of stuff about the history of the show, the merchandising. They were starting to do these interesting written interviews with people who worked on the books and the TV series. So I was fascinated. I think that's what really brought the interest back.
When I started getting access to things like the internet, I soon discovered things like this.
No, you didn't.
Look at Thomas's real life counterpart.
Okay,
Is
I
that
know-
made for a certain
please.
fan? I guess.
Thomas, if he was in the Sea Lining Railway.
And the real lives of Thomas the Tank Engine
I
website.
have no
and
idea how I got here.
I know how I got here. What do you think I went, PD? That'd be just Clearwater Features counterpart. You
Yeah.
sure about that, PT? Because I wouldn't be sure that it wouldn't have to change.
I said there were people out there not associated
no
with
idea
the
how
TV show or the books who are making stuff, I guess, for their own keepsake that fed their Thomas interest.
People were posting
And look, Hunter Loose.
Wait, who's he?
We don't know.
recordings
I have no
of
idea how I
episode from
got
season 9, season 10.
I have-
That was the only way I could see those full episodes for myself. And then I started diving in more and more, and all of a sudden there's people posting videos. Videos back then were crude. We didn't have the same
And look-
HD cameras that we have now.
Miss Oliver and Blossom.
Thomas blows his stack.
So I went on.
And also, we also got in season 10 they decided that coaches, Diego and Gabe, would be too British of a term for the U.S.
Oh.
They started referring to them as cars
Well,
instead
season
of
10 was being nothing.
So I went onto
but
YouTube
where,
around 2000.
Where?
YouTube.
Like,
Eight,
where
and
was
I
the
was
fun in that season?
Yes,
like,
trains.
That's interesting. And then you get online and
Well, I
you
guess
go
we
on forums
already
and
know
comment
about
sections of videos, and you interact, and you feel like you belong.
And
then when people started to meet up, that was just huge. In the early 2000s, it was a very different time. So you're thinking like, oh yeah, the creepy killer on the internet, you know, and stuff like that. And you know, every if you're a little cautious, but just as time goes on, the internet has really brought a lot of people closer together. You can live all the way in New Zealand or England.
Yo,
It's Evan! Yo, Evan! Oh my God!
There's an Evan we like, Gabe.
Yo, Evan! Oh,
I
Evan,
prefer
miss
Yo-Yo
you, man.
Evan
Evan, if
over
you're watching
Evan
this, I miss you, man. Please, if you're
prefer
listening,
Yo-Yo
I wish
Evan
you'd come back,
over
man.
that
I remember that scene in your third
Canadian
Strasbourg video.
Speak to people in
That's
Japan,
being infused with
Canada,
Street Fighter
US,
4,
Australia. There's a lot in Australia. It's remarkable,
prefer
like,
Yo-Yo
in a
Evan
way, if you think
over
about
Epic
it. I've got
Star
friends all over the world through Thomas.
There's a whole fan scene in Japan which is wildly different to, say, the fans in the
Yo-Yo
US,
Evan is
even the
much
fans
better
over here. I
Thomas
think there's a
fan
difference between them as well. In the US, you get a lot of these big fan meetups. It's more organised, if you would. They end up going to model railway shows and having displays there. Whereas over here, from what I think, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm at that railway. Oh, come on, we'll go say hi. Because we've got these natural meetup points at all these railways that have got lovely connections to the series.
Is this meant to be?
We're in a group called Thomas
Is
and
that meant
Fans,
to
and I
be
think
Fearless Freeze Bases?
It's Tom Rolt.
Wait, was that the clip we saw before the documentary came on TV?
That's Ivo Hugh.
All right, now turn the volume back on.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the?
we're in a group called
I do think I could.
Thomas and his fans.
I am definitely
Thomas
going
and
to
his
make
fans,
sure that
and I
Ivo
think
Hugh
the best
was
thing to describe it is a
number
bunch
7
of friends who love Thomas. It was scary at first because we didn't know if it was either going to flop
I think
or
I
not.
know what I
because
have to do.
It's all out of pocket. I'm from California and I fly to New Jersey, like X amount of times a year. It's literally just me and my friends going to the
This is
convention center,
basically the
setting up
best
these
way I've
tables,
known
reaching out to this community who come see us, waking up at 6 a.m,
Some
setting up.
Thomas fans,
We don't even
if
eat.
they don't have a track
we
master
hardly
or
drink
told
water
me
because
that-
we're just
told me
engaged in like how
Timmy
fun it is.
Shed, they just use the wooden
We got a
relic
comment
to
during one of the rail shows. It was a vendor,
really
and they
wanna
said,
get
"Wow, we're really
so
surprised to see kids in here again because ever since 2019, when you guys started, we started seeing families again in like 10
It's
years."
just so sad.
And that to us is just like we do it for like the generation of today, of yesterday, like us who grew up with it, and for tomorrow, the
Since a lot
generation
of
for
trees
tomorrow.
have been
We just want to keep it alive.
making a
Whether
lot
if they
of
start in Thomas or
I guess,
actual, model railroading or not, this is like the door. And the best part to me during these
We'll
weekends
still
was
collect those
the parents going, I remember this. The kids name dropping all these lure of characters, or kids going, hey, I like
That
this
was
guy.
so
And,
cool!
buying their first
Look at
little
this
trains. It's just like Thomas and
Now
his
that's
friends
way
is
better
literally the door
That's
to
like
their
the
next
best
hobby.
Bachman modifications I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's really exciting when you know you meet someone and they kind of beat to the same rhythm of the drum, so to speak.
Molly!
Even being a little bit older than like some of the people there, that really didn't
knew there would
get
be
in
a
the way. I
solution.
think the fact that we're all just so passionate and that we're all just so very relaxed to just kind of
Look
hang
at
out
that.
with one another and have a good time was really nice.
I've met so many lifelong friends, and it's quite amazing that we
Wait,
do all have
hold on a
the
second.
Thomas interest.
Is that?
That literally gives me an idea of what I might do.
Guys, is that who I think it is?
The Thomas and Tugs man.
No, the voice who was talking. Is that? Keep playing.
But we've somehow managed to find people together who also have interest
thought it
in
was somebody else.
Thunderbirds, Doctor Who. We've all got these same niche interests together, and we've managed to find each other on this.
I've always
vast
known that
internet.
Doctor Who was a British show this
I
whole
started
time.
by being an outside
was
observer,
also,
but
you know,
as time went on, I've met
episode
people
where
by
we were introduced
reaching
to
out
Mr.
online,
Reed.
and slowly but surely, I've
That's like the
becomes
best way
very
to
accepted
think about
person within the community.
Stop motion, like animation and live action.
I am so honored to finally be here because ever since I saw the live stream last year, I just had so much fun watching it, and I just
every Thomas Wooden Railway fan.
All right, that's lovely. But
every cheater will remember.
This year,
always likes to have you look at this sip with Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Look how much merchandise there is.
But for me, I need to wait and see if I can.
Will now tell you all about what they've got on their little display. Well, over here we have movie Annie.
This is Shining Time, TWRCon, and basically it's been going on for quite some time, and this is my first year that I've been invited. It's such a surreal
was that Brittany
experience to see
No, that's
people
a
that I
really
looked
good
up to
example
and grew
there.
up with for so many years in person for the first time.
It's weird just sitting
Like,
in
I've
the
known
middle of it.
so
I feel
much
like I'm gonna I know.
It's nice to be surrounded by a lot of good people who have just so much talent and do so many different things in so many different ways. And this weekend was really about a lot of us just coming together and finding a commonality in myself and all of us that just comes from a simple blue tank.
such an
And
honor.
I think that's just the astounding part.
You know, I drew it with pencil first, and then I sculpted it, and she was perfect. I feel that is exactly how she would look like if she was in a TV series.
Trust me, no one has any idea what I might do.
I couldn't have asked for tighter friends. And it's all because of the deeper complexities of the show. If Thomas was just a show that I could easily grow out of, then I wouldn't be here with the life-changing experiences I've had today.
There are people in the Thomas fandom we spend so much time together because we're friends, we have mutual interests, and that we like each other as people. It's not a meetup anymore. I'm hanging out with these guys. Sometimes I feel like I'm in too deep with the Thomas fandom. I've gotten phone calls from people saying, Matt, it's finals. I don't know anything about biology. Please help me. And I'm like, you're calling the wrong person, but okay, let me Google something and let me help you. I've been invited to weddings from people who are in the Thomas fandom. I do know it's weird, but weird people, they do something no one else is doing. They take a risk. They go against the grain.
There's many Thomas.
And that's how some beautiful things happen.
There's a lot of people at these fandom meetups that are less comfortable with social interaction in a typical environment like school or I don't know, sports or something like that. They're less likely to make friends in a situation like that. Whereas if you can relate to someone because of, oh, I like Thomas? Well, you like Thomas? I like Thomas too. It's kind of, I don't know, I feel like it works as a,
Look who's
a bonding.
behind!
Robert McGee.
No, look which engine!
475.
And the Strasbourg name, the Magic Railroad name?
Rainbow Sun behind
Yep.
Robert McGee.
Oh my god!
There's Brendan Reed 10!
When I found out there was a lot of other people, especially in Australia, I was really shocked because I thought as a kid I was the only one. Whenever I go for a meetup, it's always like, I always get like this sense of excitement.
I believe it's the Puffing Billy Railway here.
Oh my
Playroll
God.
Gordon!
Oh shit!
Playroll
Oh
Gordon!
shit! Playroll Gordon, oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Is this meant to be the real... Is that actually the Puffing Billy Railway here?
I don't know.
Sense of excitement because like I love seeing everyone. I love seeing all my friends. Obviously, it's like seeing family, for instance. It's kind of like we're all a big family kind of thing.
Puffing
I don't
Billy...
know.
Puffing Billy, and there is literally a heritage railway in Australia, Diego.
Holy
Family
shit!
kind of
That is
thing.
so cool.
I don't know everyone here that well, but you can tell we're all part of a big family scenario. Obviously, there are people that you're not going to gel with, but there's still a bond between you since you're here with all this merchandise and all this stuff that brought the magic of most of our childhoods to life.
Look at this artwork.
Railway series style covers?
Look at their TVS style.
Oh, but they just illustrated. I thought it looks kind of
Yep.
similar to the Railway series or something.
Looks so
It's like-
real!
It's someone who experienced a similar thing to me.
It's the sort of thing where you may not know the person, but you'll instantly start chatting like old friends with some of these people because you may have never met before, but you've got that common interest.
I had to do that.
I
do apologize for the reaction.
There's one of the Victorian
I just
Aussie
can't help
logo.
myself. I'm just so excited to see it.
Another engineer, Thomas, went to Australia.
Yeah.
On my model railways, and I came across their Right on Track podcast Instagram, and I followed Tom from that. And we were walking down the stairs into a hobby shop one day, and I went, "Oh my god, I recognise you! You're Tom Denham." We've been friends since then, and I've actually gotten to know some more of these people within Australia, within Victoria, and they've been friends ever since. It's the best kind of friendship you can have, especially when it's all around this one interest that we all have in common.
Jade and I have followed each other on Twitter for the longest time, but we never really interacted except for liking each other's posts. When he would post pictures of meetups when he had, with Ed and all them at the railroad, I would be like, that is so super cool. That would be great if I could ever, go to a meetup like that. So it wasn't until summer of last year, and I ended up saying something, like a little cute thing, about how I like pictures of all the meetups. After that, we just continued talking to each other, and it bloomed into a wonderful relationship.
This is just too much for me.
When I've been volunteering here at the Tallaght Railway, I've had people come up to me and recognise me from YouTube and Twitter, and it is slightly scary, but also it's so fun to go.
No, this is something I never noticed.
It's weird, but it is also, it's so nice because we're both here in this place for the same reason, and we can just have some really nice chats.
When I first met Luke, it was at the end of the night, and everyone had drinks. And I went over, Luke was hugging a friend.
Is that meant to be Thomas Theorist?
Oh my god.
And then he hugged another friend, and I walked over and I hugged him, and he's like, I don't even know you, and we're hugging. So the first thing we did was hug. When you go to this convention and you see people who are obsessed with this train with a face,
that, holy
it's
shit!
so bizarre.
Is that him? Holy shit!
Oh, and we're hooking. So the first thing we did was hug.
It is Thomas
That guy
Theorist.
right there! That guy! I remember him.
Who is he?
Wasn't that before the original Thomas Talk guy?
You go to this convention and you see people who are obsessed with this train with a face. It's so bizarre, saying on paper, but they get you. They understand you. You don't have to explain yourself. That's what's so great about it.
The first meetup I ever went to, we were so excited about having these friends and seeing each other that we tweeted the photos, we went on social media, we posted vlogs. But then all these people saw what we were doing and wished that they could be a part of it. But we didn't know them and they didn't know us. There was no way to put their foot in the door. But something like this allows that. And I hope we can do more of it. It doesn't have to be in one place. It doesn't have to be in one country. It doesn't have to be one thing. It's just bringing people together.
Having adults who are still interested in the show is wonderfully gratifying. I can't tell you how wonderful it is. And Britt and I talk about it. I'm always honored when people get in touch. They have questions, they want to have answers to it. But I don't always get back to people. But when I run into people who are genuinely sincere and have thoughtful questions and that sort of thing, of course, I'll always take time to answer that.
Wherever people come from, whatever walks of life they are in, they are all bonded together by a common denominator, and that is an affection for these stories. And that's a wonderful way to knit people together.
We know someone who lives in Melbourne, and that is Alzar.
Alzar.
Alzar?
Yep. Yeah, and he is Australian. We remember him.
Yeah, we all do.
Hopping Billy's Polar Express.
Holy shit!
Anyway, since I'm I know more than favors. Now this is prepare to get destroyed.
Welcome to the the train's only here for a couple of moments only. All passengers for Lakeside and Gembrook, please remain on board the train. The train will be here for a couple of minutes only.
Oh, we fucking get it!
Oh.
So, lock up Henry for always. Bam! I wanna be a controller, eat cream buns until I spew. I wanna be a controller. I think I'll know just what to do. Wait, spin!
Most of the people in the Thomas fandom are really creative people. Most of them share an interest in art or filmmaking or model making. For some reason, they latch on to Thomas because Thomas is all about creating and telling stories. There are so many creative people in the Thomas fandom, it boggles my mind.
I stumbled across a YouTube video, and I don't remember whose it was. I started watching his stuff, and I was like, "Oh, that was a very dramatic twist from the like kiddie-friendly
Thomas blows
stuff."
a stack!
Wait, what?
Yes!
There's only one way to settle this. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Percy, Toby, Smokey, Joe.
Oh! Smokey Joe!
Eddie, Percy, Toby, Smokey, Joe.
Yeah.
Classic Bachman Percy.
Fine, you can do it, Percy.
Yay! Thanks a lot, sir. I won't let you down.
Oh, that f***ing alcoholic.
They should have used Toby's whistle for his censor in it. No, that alcoholic.
You know what? I really don't care anymore. I hate this railway, I hate you, and I am leaving.
Whoa!
Oh,
Dude.
I noticed there were fans online on places like YouTube, which was just establishing itself at the time. People were getting their 00 train sets of the Hornby models with the Thomas characters, and they were making their own stories. And as someone who wanted to be a filmmaker, I thought, I want to do that.
I went on YouTube and realized that people were uploading the Thomas episodes on YouTube. And then in the related videos, I saw that people were making movies with the toys. It was fascinating. It's almost a staple for being a Thomas fan. Is you at least once you have to pick up a camera and make a remake of an episode, do your own original story, do a music video, go to the Grand Canyon and film your battery-operated Thomas going across the canyon. I can't say that there are a lot of fandoms out there that create to this extent, where they remake the episodes at home. They tell their own stories. They write their own scripts.
That was a Tram Engine Studios version.
Wow.
Just every part of Thomas is something that creative people can latch onto and use as an outlet to
that?
Holy shit!
Just every
Sidekick Jason.
Yes!
part of Thomas is something that creative people can latch onto and use as an outlet.
And we are past
Pringle!
and we are past halfway point.
To express themselves. I think that's really unique about the Thomas fandom.
I think there's a natural desire to make and create, which is so exciting. And the way a lot of people do that is through fan videos. I think a lot of fandoms have the power to do that, but I think seeing it in the Thomas fandom and seeing how varied and versatile it can be, I think is really exciting because everything is going to be so different from the last fan project that
The TARDIS Rescue.
you see, which I think is great. I think there's so much that you can do with such a wide, over like 75-year history. I decided that my, I guess, kind of landscape is in sound and audio.
Sydney.
Right on Track is a podcast where myself, Connor Jonas, and Tom Parry sit around and we reviewed every episode of Thomas the Tank Engine. I think each of us brings a very unique, I guess, kind of quality of opinion and voice. And we go through in each episode and we review 3 or 4 in one sitting. We love bringing guests on, people who are in the fandom or people that we're friends with in real life, and say like, hey, this is your favorite episode. We'd love to hear like why it's your favorite. Early on, I think it was like when we're only doing the 2nd or 3rd season, someone asked us, are you going to do every season? And we kind of just looked at each other and went, yeah. And I know like by the time we get to season 24, whenever it's going to end, we're going to be older, greyer, fatter, and potentially being married and have kids. I don't know what that looks like, but it's kind of reassuring knowing that something like the podcast is going to be around in the peripheral vision. So to do the podcast in that and to do these audio stories, it's fun to, I guess, let the listener decide what that looks like in their mind's eye. There's so much that the imagination can do, and that's what excites me about podcasts in general.
When I got to my junior year of high school, I took a video class, and I was encouraged by my teachers to create as much as I could and to express myself. I was just dead set. I'm going to pull out all my trains. I'm going to make a Thomas video. So I came home, I pulled out some white sheets, a wooden board, and filmed a really dinky kind of set, wrote a quick story, and did that, and it felt so good. But I posted the video, it got a few views. I posted a second video, it got a few more views. I posted a third one, and I was getting comments, which I didn't even dream of getting. That summer, I made 13 episodes, and I had built a small following on YouTube at that point, but a following I did not expect. It wasn't even a concept in my head that I would make friends doing it. But that's when the barrier broke. I wanted a voice cast, and I plucked up the courage and went to all my teachers and friends at school, and I said, you know what? I want to do this train show. You have a great voice. I think it would be great if you could be in it. And no one gave me any business. No one made fun of me. And throughout high school, I really owe it to Thomas for letting myself be comfortable in my own skin and express myself. A middleman company that ran the Thomas the Tank Engine YouTube channel found my YouTube channel and many others in the fandom and pitched this idea, tell stories about Thomas on the official YouTube channel. So it was sort of like recruiting all these people and have it be by the fans and for the fans. I would be working under the executive producer in New York City, and my job would not only be to be the main editor of the episodes and the main filmer of the content, but to oversee all of the Thomas fans that worked on it and sort of be like their big brother, camp counselor, and coordinator. This was one of the most important experiences of my life. I had my own series, but this was an opportunity to meet my heroes and show what I could do. Whether or not it was positive or negative is up to the viewer. I know that a lot of kids love the Thomas Creator Collective, but Thomas is the reason that I was given this opportunity and learned something that, a kid getting a film degree in upstate New York might not ever get. But it's definitely one of the most important experiences of my life. I won't say it's one of the best, but I am very grateful for it.
Out of the blue, Andrew Brenner calls me.
I couldn't agree more with Matt.
Yeah. Out of the blue, Andrew Brenner calls me, who at the time was also the head writer for Thomas. And he says, hi, myself and some friends are working on a new children's show. We want to know if you'd be interested on helping us out because we're very short on writers at the moment. I was telling them about your work on Pablo, and they're very enthusiastic about your work. And, well, to sum up briefly, how would you like to write some stories for Thomas? And then I just nearly broke down in tears. I says, Andrew, why me? Out of all the fans who would literally love to do this here, why have you chosen me? And he said again, he says, look, you're the one who deserves to write this here because you seem to know more about Thomas than any of us do, and we think you're the best choice to write this. It wasn't really daunting at the time, but it's more or less trying to think fresh of story plots, but also have a nice little nod to the classic stories, because sometimes I would add little Easter eggs for the die-hard fans to watch out for, or something maybe to just help make aware that, you know, this happened before, so kids can actually go back and watch the classics. I had to keep the secret of me working on Thomas for 1.5 years, and when my first episode was being broadcasted, I went through every single comment on that video. After reading all those comments and even seeing the response as well on the likes of Twitter and Facebook, a huge weight of pressure was literally was lifted off my shoulders. There were some friends of mine in the fandom who, they only knew me by my username. They didn't know my real name. Somebody messaged me saying, "Is this you?" And I said, "Yes." And they're like, "Oh my God." And so for the rest of that day, I think I must have had well over 50,000 messages on Twitter message me saying, "Well done and congratulations on working on the show," and giving me so much support. So I was so moved by the feedback then, and to this day I'm still moved by it. During my time writing for the show, I was given the opportunity to write the 75th anniversary special.
There's also Michael White is the greatest here.
Yeah.
There's Audrey and CGI, Gabe.
I know, I see him, we see him.
Time writing for the show, I was given the opportunity to write the 75th anniversary special, Thomas and the Royal Engine. Writing an anniversary episode entirely is a really special and very big deal to do, so I had a lot on my plate, and so I had to make sure that I make this as best as I possibly could. First of all, I had a little panic attack. Well, not really a panic attack, but just a little bit of time just to have a little bit of a worried scream. I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? This is the 75th anniversary special. I do not know what the plot's going to be. What are we going to do? So I began writing the special in late 2018, and I think it took me about a couple of months or so to get ready. After it was signed off, I did not know exactly how it was going to be done, who was going to be involved in the voice casting, how it was going to be shot. I had no idea whatsoever. Sometime before the episode was broadcasted, it was revealed that Prince Harry was going to be introduced in the episode. And I thought, one of the members of the royal family is introducing my story. This is fantastic. When I saw the special, when it came out, I thought, this is amazing. This is exactly how I'd imagined this. It's amazing. It literally is amazing hearing Thomas say my words, and it's quite moving, actually, in a way.
My main interest in Thomas was the technical side. It was the models. There was a documentary called The Thomas Tank Engine Man, and there was a sequence in it where they actually went behind the scenes of Thomas, and to a 3-year-old child, you know, seeing these rather big models, I mean, they were big to adults, but to me, they looked absolutely massive.
We were always fascinated with the models. It was so colorful and so appealing. You just want to look at it. And then when I got a little older, you really appreciate the model work and the sets and how everything is custom made. All these characters are just, you know, someone had to make that. Someone had to take time and construct that from the ground up and make you believe that that's really the character, that that's really what you're looking at, even though it's just a tiny model.
There's Douglas's eyes are wonky too.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
also his wires.
I met a couple Thomas fans online who were, you know, they messaged me because I put a post somewhere on the internet about the models and I was interested in them. And yeah, we just hit it off. I mean, they lived in New York, I lived in London, but we had a very close friendship. And these friends run a Twitter page called Thomas Tank Merch, Ricky and Lewis. It brought my interest back. It sort of sent it into overdrive. As time went on, I ended up acquiring a number of props that were from the show.
I remember talking to Lewis and like 8th or 9th grade talking about what models from the show we would want. How much do you think they cost? Do you think they'll ever go up for sale? I mean, we've been thinking about this for a long, long time, well before we ever started Thomas Tank Merch. So when we finally got the chance to actually do that, we jumped on it because we were thinking about it for so many years.
Back in 2013, we got offered our first Thomas prop, which was the Jack Scale Trevor.
Look at the props here.
Look at Trevor.
As offered, that was a complete model.
It's
That
another
wasn't a
Duke.
restoration project or anything. Since then, we got offered a lot of other items. And, you know, the most significant items, golden era Thomas, would be the small-scale narrow gauge engines.
Duke! Sir Handel!
Well, this is the original Series 4 Shepperton model of Rheneas.
Oh
As a
my
child,
god!
Series 4 came out when I was probably 3 or 4 years old. As a child, Series 4 came out when I was probably 3 or 4 years old. And yeah, I must have binge watched those tapes over and over and over. So to have not just a piece from Series 4 of Thomas, but to actually have one of the original character engines, of which they only ever made one model of, is very special. So this, I believe, is from the very first series, and this is the cab for Edward, which they
Oh my god!
also used for James. They had interchangeable sides, whether it was red for James and blue for Edward. And whenever there's a shot of the engine or the driver leaning out the window or a shot of the fire, they'd cut to this large scale, roughly 1/6 scale model.
When we started getting the older models from the show, that's when the big restoration projects started happening, where, you know, you'd have to replace step boards on a coach, or some wagons were missing their chassis completely, or sometimes like the paint would flake. If the models were in damp conditions or even had water on them, the paint would start to flake. One of the biggest projects was a narrow gauge coach, which was, you know, maybe 50% left.
This
And
was
when
the
I had
clip.
that in hand, I says, you know what? It's doable.
This is the
I know
clip,
certain
guys.
tasks can be very daunting, but you know, we did so much research on the stuff now that we feel pretty confident in undertaking those restorations. So honestly, I don't think there's anything we can't do. I think the one that needed the most work was James, because when we got him, his dome had a lot of the bronze paint rubbed off. His
Wait,
eye
pause.
mechanism, the eyeballs,
Pause, play that back. Look at James's dome. It looks like a speckled Easter egg.
And it's got red blotches all over it.
off. His eye mechanism, the eyeballs particularly, were pretty corroded. And believe it or not, certain areas were cracked, and we thought we were never going to be able to replace them, but we were able to swap them out and put brand new ones in them, and it looks 100 times better.
These models haven't been used in 25 years. They'll be missing parts or like broken parts because they've been in some box rolling around for 25 years. Something like Duke, he was missing the side rods, he was missing some of the handrails, and he was missing tender. Our first course of action was getting each of those things fixed one by one. I think we did the handrails first, and then Lewis actually made a replica tender, which it was identical. You know, it was very close, which took a while. You can't look at it and be satisfied until it's fixed. And every time you look at it, you're going to think, oh man, I really wish this were complete. I really wish this were fixed. So that's the first order of business, is to try and fix whatever we can fix.
Well, this is one of the curvy half-gauge one track that's, I believe it's made during the hit entertainment era of the TV series throughout the mid-2000s. The only difference is there's no ballast covering it, and there's a hole here, which apparently it's where where the engines puff out smoke or blowing steam.
I pinch myself all the time to have some of this stuff. I mean, you know, of all the Thomas fans and of all the people in the world, even, why of all people have I come to acquire these items, which to sort of have something that was featured in the show? It's a very special feeling.
It gets normalized. Like, you look at this here and you're like, oh, it's Duke, I see this every day. But sometimes it hits you. I always say when you're really out of it, like if you're really tired or if you're not, you're not fully aware, and then you look at that, you're like, wow, that's really what I watched on the TV as a little kid in my house right now.
Well, what we've got here is, for the most part, the original Shepperton models of Lower Tidmouth Station. So these models were used for the original filming. I thought, wouldn't it be great to do a display? But how can you do a display of a Thomas set without Thomas? So I called up another Thomas, the third Thomas in this trio here, and we collaborated and we did an event in Coventry at a model show, and it went really well. So since then we've done a show in Bournemouth and hopefully more in the future.
When I first learned kind of that they were Gauge 1 engines, I wanted to set out to have something of my own to see what it would have been like there in the studios. So that's kind of developed over time, and so far I've built replicas of Thomas, Percy and Annie and Clarabelle, with many more in the works. Well, when people see it, they think it's amazing because it gives them kind of just a sense of how real they were, what the scale was like of the sets and the models themselves. And I think it's something tangible that everyone in that same room can relate to and focus on.
In a strange sort of way, it becomes like a magnet. Thomas fans, they come from far and wide. Sometimes they even come over from the States, which is interesting.
Look who I saw there.
Who?
Terrier 55 Stepney.
Oh.
Far and wide. Sometimes they even come over from the States, which is interesting. They actually fly over just to see this, which I think is devotion, really.
After the show's ended, we can all still hang out. We've got something we can all relate to and talk about. We can either go out for drinks or have a meal together, whatever it may be. That it's just a great way to spark conversation and meet new people.
Strasbourg 90! Look, guys, it's Strasbourg 90!
I think Thomas has an excellent appeal to young children and gets them into railways such as this one here, and really gets them asking questions about real railways rather than just seeing it as a TV show or just a series of books. There's a real gateway there into the real world that you just don't get with other shows.
To me, Thomas evokes an age that just about still existed in my childhood, where you had a huge railway industry. Something like 600,000 people, mainly men, worked on the trains, and it was a source of great pride to work on these railways. One of the biggest surprises for me is to find how the TV series has rejuvenated the world of preserved railways. I generally thought that they would be dying by now, because you've got to be fairly old to remember a preserved diesel hydraulic. You've got to be very old to remember steam engines functioning as the main form of transport. It's clear to me, and it's a nice discovery, that these books and the way they have these lovely open days where they put faces on locomotives are recreating a new interest in preserved railways and even in wider railways themselves.
Thomas capture the imagination of like how cool it is to look at steam trains moving around the countryside and doing their jobs. When you
look at that game,
the Rainbits 475,
Rainbow Sun.
You look and listen to a steam engine. They're like machines that breathe thick clouds of black smoke and walk on lines of steel. It's like the thing of legend. It is so cool and amazing to see them in person. But when I was a kid, it was so cool looking at the Thomas show and just seeing all the characters moving around the screen. It was pretty magical.
Yes!
I'm not as knowledgeable about engines and types and all these very technical things that a lot of people are. I'm learning about them. Usually if I'm working with Jaden, who's one of my workers, we end up just going to Strasbourg because we love Strasbourg. So it's the day usually boils down. If we're done by 3 o'clock, it's like, yeah, we can go catch a train. So
my favorite locomotive.
Darwin in Wales.
Oh!
Dolgoch. It's Dolgoch.
That's Renee's basis.
And it should be, they'd be like, what did you do? I pronounced it Reneus instead of Renius.
I prefer Reneus.
Yeah, the pronunciation of my name's fine, Dax. Yeah, Reneus is right, Dax. The pronunciation's right. Overload pronounces name.
Oh, that's like Reneus in real life.
It's actually Real Graham 168.
When I was adapting the Gabriel the Tank Engine versions of the narrow gauge engines, I managed to come up with my own ideas. I made sure to come up with some of my other friends as narrow gauge engines. I made sure to catch Jaxie as Kirby the Green Engine. I made sure to cast Ryan Hutchins as Sir Handel. I originally casted Ashton as Reneus, but I decided to cast Ashton as someone else. Therefore, Tagalong will be casted as Reneus. Maybe I could, I do
first came to the
think I
Telephone
could
Railway.
cast Matt Streamboy as Ivo Fuel.
Look at this. Look
And
at.
Ashton as
Here's the next dialogue.
Fearless Ashton.
Now that Renius has stopped, we'll listen to the next dialogue, guys.
I first came to the Telephone Railway 5 years ago, and 4 years ago I started volunteering, all because of the Railway Series books. When Wilbur Audrey was writing the books, he was also appeasing his inner railway enthusiast. And I think that also appeals to other railway enthusiasts, because they can read them and identify what's happening on a technical level, not just, oh, it's a silly story. It's like that connection to reality, how the stories were based on real places, how I am literally stood on what you could call the real Skarloey Railway. And then you do some more delving and you find out, oh, that story's based on this accident that happened in 1909 to an engine somewhere. That's the appeal to me. It's just how grounded in history and just how rich it is.
Looks like Reneus is now we see Reneus taking on water.
And I do think that
it's quite nice to fill that little niche in the fandom, which is more focused on just Wilbert's writings of the Railway Series books rather than the TV show. Recently, I've done a big research project on one of Wilbert Audrey's model railways, and there's been a lot of mystery and question around it for about the past 20 years within the fandom. Thomas has quite helped me express myself.
Farquhar layout.
Nice.
Via model railways, and I've been modelling, trying to make it feel that 1950s, 60s.
It's Edward Thomas
aesthetic of the British Railways.
You know, you think of a real train and the power, whether it's the field.
Doug Blaine.
Doug Blaine? Wait, who's he?
He was
Buckman!
a retired. Yeah, like I believe his replica version of Douglas should be changed into Edward's ghost engine.
Of a rumble going by, or a horn, or a whistle, I think it's a very visceral experience, and people like to relate back to that. And model railroading helps them connect to those wonderful memories. There's so many things that model railroading can do to help recreate those memories, whether it's track work or scenery. It allows you to recreate that world and take it beyond the initial memories with however far your dreams will take you. Thomas and Friends has had a terrific impact on the model railroading industry by feeding and encouraging new people to get involved in model railroading. It's a great transition point from first interest to wooden railways and then into electric trains. So
Gordon has not one, but 2 brake coaches
a transition point from first interest to
Oh, yeah,
wooden
he
railways
does.
and then into electric trains. So it's a way to generate interest, and Thomas does it best. We've had conversations with Mattel prior to our introduction of the N-scale line and HO narrow gauge line as well. We told them of the importance of the older fans, and the fact that we have those 2 smaller scales is
word.
Yes.
really due to older fans entirely. My experiences are always positive, and I enjoy meeting people and hearing what they do to use our products, how creative they can be. Really, it's an inspiration for us to see what people are doing. Most of my experiences have been through meeting people at trade shows and also through some live stream events most recently. Fairly recent encounter was actually at a World's Greatest Hobby Show in Edison, New Jersey. A group of guys came and they met at our booth. We were the meeting place. Their friendship was centered around Thomas and Friends, and seeing their enthusiasm, their camaraderie was very inspiring to me. That was just another reminder of how Thomas and Friends can bring people together. It's a powerful thing.
I think Thomas will always be around in some form because it sort of entered people's psyche now. And the people who grew up with it in the US and in England, they want their kids to see it, and those people might want their kids, the next generation, to experience it.
There's something about that world and telling a story that is so effectively powerful. Whether it's a hobby or something you just want to do, Thomas is meant to be an emotional outlet. I see that with everyone. We're all different. We're all good at different things. But when we come together, that's when the best things happen.
Nothing negative has come out of this for me. Only positives, really. And, maybe it's early in stages of me being a fan. It's only been like a year and a half, but nothing but positive. It's very therapeutic to me, and it's very relaxing, and I intend to keep it that way.
People who might not have been as socially comfortable now have a bunch of friends. This guy might not have even thought that he could have 30 friends that are all, hey, you, blah, blah, but it's because of Thomas that so many people, including myself, are able to go out and do interesting things like make a remake of a film or a remake of a video. Whatever you want to do, all these people are able to express themselves through Thomas, and without that, they wouldn't be able to do any of that.
It made it possible to introduce myself and talk about who I really was. I'm Matt. I'm a creative guy. I love to make movies. I love to tell stories. I love to tell jokes. And I love to bring people together to make a project happen. And nothing in my life has made it easier to do that than Thomas.
Enterprising Engine 93 speaks the truth.
He does.
I didn't start out thinking I was going to be a children's producer. And so once I discovered Thomas and once we did Shining Time Station, I realized that I'd actually found the right place for me. I mean, it's just like I got on a train and the train took me to a totally different place that I never expected to go. And it just was an incredible ride and continues to be an incredible ride. So he changed my life. To the older fans of Thomas, first of all, I'd say thank you. Secondly, I would say keep watching. And if you want to write about it and post about it, that's wonderful. To know that you've affected people's lives in a positive kind of way, it's a wonderful feeling. Even today, when I see kids with Thomas toys, I always have to just sort of stop and take a moment.
Steven's tender reels are derailed.
Yeah.
It's a feeling I hope every...
And Duke has a standard gauge truck.
When I see kids with Thomas toys, I always have to just sort of stop and take a moment. It's a feeling I hope everybody in television gets at one time or another with one of their shows.
It's great that fans of all ages still like the original show. It really is great. I get fan mail from literally all over the world, South America, Australia, North America, Japan. A lot of these people have gone on to have careers in music because of the Thomas theme. And that is the best thing anyone could ever say to me about. That's an honor, you know, to think that you've been instrumental in giving them a career to go forward with.
Let's not deny it, a bit of us, certainly with men, remains a child forever. Certainly in my case, I shan't deny that. And I think that one of the things we particularly like are those early memories. And I think Wilbert will be delighted to know that there are a lot of other Wilberts out there who like these engines, who like his stories, and crucially, never stop liking them. Really, to me, Thomas means nostalgia.
I just think it's terrific that this engine and this world continues to draw people together. I think it gives people a sense of community. I think it helps us all remember a little bit about our childhood, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, the world would probably be a better place if we did think more about our childhood.
I think even if the show died, the fans would still be passionate about it. They'd be making their own.
This is what Bachman should have done with their G-scale models.
If we did think more about our childhood.
Yeah.
I think even if the show died, the fans would still be passionate about it. They'd be making their own content, writing their own stories, sharing information about it. You know, as I said, it's a vast world. The Reverend Audrey, he created this whole world. And to this day, you know, the fans keep elaborating on it, discussing it. It's almost infinite.
I don't think Thomas will ever fade away entirely. He'll always be there in some people's minds. I mean, look at other classic things like Beatrix Potter and Winnie the Pooh. And when we've got this wonderful...
Hi there, Primary Scarlet.
Yeah.
Unlikely Fandom base as well. I'm sure they will do their utmost to make sure it keeps going.
When I first heard that there was this fandom, I was tickled pink about it. I'm very grateful and happy that you've all grown up with Thomas and sort of got this gathering. It's very special to me when they write as adults and are so eloquent in sharing with me.
Look at it, Gabe. Britt Allcroft.
Britt.
We miss you, Britt.
Yeah, we miss you, Britt.
Thanks for everything, Britt.
We miss you as the voice of Lady.
Say hi to Audrey and David for us, Britt.
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Go. Wait, we missed. Yeah, wait. Go back, Dex. I need. Go back. Right there.
Adults and are so
No, don't pause it. Just keep go back, but don't
sharing with me all the reasons.
Go back, but don't pause it. Leave it.
When I first heard that there was this fandom, I was tickled pink about it. I'm very grateful and happy that you've all grown up with Thomas and sort of got this gathering. It's very special to me when they write as adults and are so eloquent in sharing with me all the reasons they love Thomas. I wanted to make it so that any little child watching could feel that that's where they could go, that they weren't alone and they were comforted, and that they were inspired. Being you is being you, and getting together as human beings who have fun and you inspire each other, and I love that. The fact that you make friends and play trains and or everything else that you do, and the reason I'm here. Just brilliant. So stay unlikely.
I still do work on my...
Britt
No, keep playing.
Britt speaks the truth.
All right. Yep. Let's control it. Let's keep going.
I still do work on my YouTube series. I'm really trying to make that work and see where my YouTube channel can go at the moment. Even if I wasn't watching the show or buying new trains or making new episodes anymore, I feel like I'll still be in touch with all the people that are, and I'll still care about what they're making. So I think by virtue of the fact that I've made so many friends here, I don't see myself leaving anytime soon.
It's definitely a connection to my past. brings me, really good nostalgic feelings because I loved it growing up. I've grown out of things before and put them behind me, but I think a piece of it always stays with me. So not completely. I think maybe someday, but there will be a small part of me that will always love it.
I don't really think this is ever going to disappear. It tried to once and it came back, so I think that's a sign that it's going to stay. I have invested far too much money in model trains for it to go away. Even if I do lose a bit of interest, down the line, I don't think it's ever going to fully go away. It's always going to be a part of me because it's set me on this path.
There was a point where I did grow out of Thomas when I was in college, and I did try to put it aside and focus on other aspects of my life and, kind of feel like I needed to grow up. But I realized I wasn't happy doing that, and eventually I did get back into it, and I re-entered the fandom, and I realized this is a thing that makes me really happy. It's so ingrained in my life from childhood to now that thinking about a life without Thomas just sounds kind of dull, and I would hate to live a life like that.
I absolutely do not see myself letting this go, and I think the amount of embrace my family housed me with it, I want to do the same with the family of my own. It's friendship, it's camaraderie, it's bonding, it's like something special, and it's just so welcoming. And I felt like it opened up a social part of me that I didn't know was awake. Thomas, he's just a friend that you can always come back to, and he'll always be waiting for you there, wherever you left off.
Oh, there's no turn back. There is no turn back. I mean, I'm 27 now. I'm going to be 28 in June. I still watch the show. I still read the books. The day to stop was yesterday.
I don't think I would let it go. It's one of those sort of comfort blankets where, one returns to it, because I had a very happy childhood. It's always nice to look back and evoke the memories of growing up.
I associate Thomas with so many happy memories. For me, the essence of Thomas is happiness and nostalgia and real craftsmanship that I intend to replicate in whatever future projects I do.
Early on, Thomas was a secret part of my life, then it was a component of my life, and now it's become not my whole life, but I've fully embraced it as something that is just a part of me in every way. Thomas is an escape, it's an emotional outlet, it's a way to take yourself beyond just liking a TV show or being in the audience or being an observer. It invites you to be creative, not just for yourself, but also to share that creativity with other people and make a community out of it.
Roll those eyes, Thomas.
Roll him 15.
Okay, now keep playing, keep playing.
There they are at 15.
The real life replica of Thomas.
Yes!
That's what we want to see.
Beautiful.
That's what we want to see.
Yes! Woo! Oh my god, that was a beautiful
That
documentary.
was the quote Sunset Shimmer from one of the. I need to quote Sunset Shimmer.
Okay.
I need to get a clip of I need to get a clip of Sunset Shimmer after she would watch it.
That was amazing.
I'm agreeing with you, Sunset. That was amazing.
Yes, Sunset,
That was one
I
of the
definitely
best
agree with you
That was a
100%.
beautiful documentary of Thomas and Friends. Better than the Thomas and Friends thing on the Thomas and Friends YouTube channel in 20.
I honestly know that because
I cannot wait for the director's cut of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Cardi, he's gonna surprise us again. He's gonna nail it with the director's cut of Thomas and the Magic Railroad.
well then.
Yeah, and a quote Rainbow Dash for this.
This is awesome!
That was fucking awesome.
Definitely
Let's
agree
fucking
with
go.
you.
Give me the director's cut of Thomas and the Magic Railroad of Tadmar. We need to see it. I want to see that shit.
No, we need. Yes, I'm gonna pick the quote Rainbow Dash into this.
Also, guys, I do gotta get going. I do gotta get going, so I'll see you guys later. So see you guys.
Yep.
See ya.
And
That was truly awesome.
I
well
must get
said,
going.
RD.
Must get going.
All right. Peak documentary. Right there, Joshua. Peak as always. I can't tell you how much I can't and to tell you that this came out today, I needed to see this. We will miss Britt, David, and Britt, David, and Wilbert, and as well as Hillary Fortnum. All freaking ways. Peak, and it's peak. I give this one a 10 out of 10. And it's also in honor of Trevor. He would be very happy to see this. I really liked it how the group is with 15 at the end shot. So anyways, guys, this will mark the end of the stream. What was your guys' favorite part about the documentary? Even though Blaze is still not here, but he might be in the next one. So join me again next time where I'm. I gotta. Let me get it. The Wilsonator. So join me again next time where I'm gonna be live for the Wilsonator's birthday, who also voiced 15 and Down with Thomas and Jeremy in The Flight Before Christmas. He is formerly known as Miss Oliver and Blossom, guys. This is James and Sailor Jupiter Fan 2001 saying, see you in 3 days. Peace out, and hopefully I get good reviews of this.